You ever find it helps to talk to yourself sometimes? I'm not really talking to myself because I mean y'all are watching this, so I can't really technically classify talking to myself. But dust and fiber. Oh shoot, fire! God dog, it still dropped it. Off and on all morning this morning, just a little bit, not bad. We're supposed to have another round of storms coming in this afternoon. I got my chipper, everything back home last night, and the Mini's still on the trailer. You see it right there. About to unload it. Today is going to be a service day. I got the engine screens off the chipper over there, but I'm about to run to town and grab everything that I need to service the chipper. I'm gonna check the hours on the Mini. I think the Mini's getting pretty close too to an oil change. All right, we're going to put the chipper in the shop. It's probably gonna be pouring here in a minute. Go ahead and get this done. Put the engine panels back on it. So this thing has a 6.2 liter Ford in it. What it's got in it. Been doing a little digging. Me and the Oh Great Parts guy, Mr. Napa Brent, is he's been working for me this morning, looking at part numbers and stuff like that for filters. So this thing is a beast with this gas engine in it. The reason I went with the gas engine, and I get asked often why I did that, is simple. The price difference between the gas and the diesel, and of course you got to get all the it's a final tier 4 engine on the diesel. It was $22,000 price difference. Yeah, I'm gonna make it by the trailer. Easiest way to move this thing around, like when I'm in yards and tight areas and stuff, I just get it with the hitch on the blade, take off with it. Liz saying, well, I'm gonna put it under the shed over there too, because we ought to have some pretty good hail this afternoon. Once I go get everything that I need to service this thing with, I'll take and I'll crank it up, warm it up. We're done. So if you have any issues with trees and you're here in my area, my email is right down below. Contact me and come out and take a look at them. That's the other thing I'm gonna do too. I got 2 tree jobs I'm gonna go look at today real quick before the train gets here again. And just like that. Pick this thing up, let it warm up, and then we'll dump the oil out of it. some reason, I was always thinking this thing had a 30-gallon tank on it. I don't know. I was looking through the owner's manual today, looking up everything for it. And hadn't have to Brent working on it too. And I seen where this thing was showing it's a 24-gallon tank on this dude, is what it is. I'm going to put a new set of knives on it also while I'm at it. Let's see, the first set, the first flip, or the initial set, I ran just under 50 hours on it, or 40, low 40s, and I flipped them. And this set here is the machine's fixing to hit 100 hours. So actually I ran a little bit longer on this set, on this side here, than I did on the other. I probably could have run the other one, got 50 or 60 hours out of it, but I'm gonna take and put a complete set on it, new set on it this time, and then I'll take those and have those sharpened. So the maintenance on this thing is not bad at all, like adjusting the anvil. The anvil's pretty simple to adjust, and the knives, they're easy to flip or change, whatever you want to do on them. That's plenty warm enough. Get her killed down. Pull this out right here too, because that's where I'll be when I'm working on the knives. So when you pull that out, it completely disables the whole thing. It's dead now. Completely kills it. So this thing takes 5W30. What it takes. I got some oil. You wanna get a surface of the heat shield's cracking right there on that dude. Which really there's nothing here other than the engine door right there. It goes on it. Is all. So let's get busy. So by the time I thought this was going to be really easy, and it still is going to be pretty easy, but they put the drain plug on this crazy thing. Instead of putting it right in the bottom of the oil pan, they've got it kind of in the front, aiming right at that metal brace right there. I mean, you can still get to it, but when I pull it out, it's going to blast that metal brace. I mean, I just knew that it was going to be like right here under the thing, to go right in the bucket. But see, now when I pull it out, it's gonna hit that bar, that frame bar right there, in that brace under the bell housing. Gosh, they can't do things simple. Simple. I mean, you got all kind of room to work on this thing. Goodness gracious. So what I'm gonna do is I got one of these right here. These things are pretty handy. You can bend them, form them however you need to. And I'm gonna try to get it wedged up in there to where it dive bombs oil back in the bucket. I've got to go get a socket and stuff to fit this. It's probably gonna be a 15, 16 millimeter, something like that, probably. You see what I'm talking about? They of course, you know, this engine fits. They put it in a lot of different stuff. It's going to be a little bigger than that, I believe. No, that's it right there. So it was I think it's a 16, yeah, 16. Anywho, I'm gonna try to deflect it to where, and this probably ain't gonna work real well. I'm probably gonna end up with it everywhere, but let's see. Here, yeah, we're fixing to end up with mud roll everywhere. I'm gonna put that former funnel up in there, angle it back down through here into the bucket. We'll see how this goes. I know my arms are probably fixing to be all in the way, but you know, I'm kind of in a precarious position up under this thing. I keep telling myself this is gonna work. I don't know whether it is or not. let's see here. I wish this thing would stay up in there. Let me back his dude out a little bit more. Of course, that's my bad thumb on that hand, so I can't really grab hold of it like I like to. And it would hit a spot right there where it stops. Let's lay this right here. So you ever find it helps to talk to yourself sometimes? I'm not really talking to myself because I mean y'all are watching this, so I can't really technically classify talking to myself, but I do think it helps. Watch me end up dumping this stuff all over me. Oh gosh. This is fixing me. The problem is the threads on the thing have been snugged up again a little bit. She's a dripping. Yeah. Let's see here. And see, I don't know if it's got a washer on it or if it just seals on the bolt there. I don't know. I need another hand. I need somebody from over there holding on to this thing. This would be, oh shoot, that's what I don't want to happen. Is that right there? This will be a good engine to put one of those petcock style drains on it, because you're not going to be ever in anything, you know, that would be poking up to hit it. Okay, we're about there now. All right, I finally turned it free now. I'm just gonna hold the plug up there, and the oil's probably finna run down my arm. Maybe not, because I want to catch any washer that might be on it. I don't think it's got one on it. Not too bad. Yep, that's working pretty good. Got lucky. Like I said, one of those twist drain petcocks on this thing would be really sweet. So this thing's supposed to hold, according to Napa Brent, 7 quarts of oil. So I'm hoping that Napa Brent's right. And on that, we're gonna find out. Okay, gotta rest this on. So somehow or another, oh gosh, I was successful enough that I didn't make too big a mess. Thing went pretty good. Get this back in there, and get it snug. Be great if that plug was right in the bottom. That'd be really nice. But I mean, you know, you can't have everything just right. That's what makes you tough, is the challenges. All right, come on, buddy. Yeah, we're on it. I think I can turn it there now. Oh shit. Like the got me. Like a dummy, I had my bucket sitting way out there, away from me too. It's gonna be 7 quarts, like Napa Brent said, because there's not much oil in this bucket here. So no more than it costs to change the oil in this machine here. I'm gonna change it every 100 hours. And just do it, because I mean it's only for, well, I got 8, I went ahead and got 8 quarts of oil. It was like 45 bucks, and then the filter was it was a little over 10, I believe, something like that. I think's what it was. So you're not talking about much money, and for what this thing is doing, running at the RPMs that it is and running in the dust and fiber. Oh shoot, fire, God dog, it still dropped it. I don't think I got no oil on it though. I think it missed me. So all the oil has been poured back in it and is topped off. The filters on it. Put a Napa Gold back on it. This is 1372. See it sitting right there. I've got a fuel filter coming for it. I couldn't get my hands on one of them today, but I've got one. And I've got an air filter coming for it too. Air filter wasn't too bad when I looked at it, but we'll smoke her off. And let's see, gotta plug this back in. All right. I'll check the oil in again and make sure it's where it's supposed to be. So while I'm waiting on this thing here, I have to check the oil in it again just to make sure it's where it's supposed to be. That's the hydraulic filter. I'm about to change it to, I changed it at 10 hours. That's what was recommended in the owner's manual. And I'm gonna go ahead and change it at 100 hours too. It's that filter's only like 16 bucks. That's tax and all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it swapped out. So this is why it's stuck. So I'm gonna have to check my anvil clearance. I'm gonna stick this thing on. So once I stick it on, I'm gonna crawl in the feed tray and see what the clearance looks like. It should be, hope it's okay, but I may have to adjust it. Adjust the anvil some. Alright, I'm gonna take y'all down with me and we're gonna spin it and we're gonna see what the anvil clearance is. Let me grab the light. So I've got this thing just pinned up, see that bar right there? That's what's holding it. The feed roller's up. And then, so this thing, that plate right there is the anvil. So here comes there's a knife right there. They say 100, there's a new one right there. They say 125 thousandths or 120 thousandths, which is 1/8 of an inch. But you can actually go buy like a credit card or a business card or something, and basically as tight as you can get it without it touching. So that's gonna be okay right there. So we're gonna run that one back up. I think that drum right there weighs 1,400 pounds. That's what it weighs. So it's very heavy. That's what gives it the power to do what it does. Kind of like a giant flywheel. Alright. Now I'm gonna torque them with a torque wrench. And 80 foot-pounds. So this is the third time them bolts have been torqued. One more time and they'll be chunked and a new set of put in there. So this is what you're supposed to use for the filler gauge. It also checks your belt tension too. But I checked it with my calipers and it's actually a little bit thicker than 120 thousandths. And again, as long as the closer that you can get it, or as close as you can get it without it touching, is the name of the game. And that's what we're looking for, is that. So I'm gonna rotate it around and we'll just look at them. So like you can't get this in there, which is perfect. So that's number one. Now this on gun would cut you now, buddy. Number two. There's number three. And number four. Alright, so we're good. See, it ain't gonna go in between there, which is fine. So this anvil right there, that piece that goes all across, it moves back and forth too. And you do it from underneath. It's got either 4 or 5 bolts that holds it down. It might be 5 or 4, I can't remember. But you can tell that where between the knives and the anvil, you can tell, or I can, when your chip size starts changing. And that's one of the things with like a paper mill, where they make paper, the chips have to be a certain size. And so once things start wearing and start getting out of spec, you got to start adjusting it or either change them, one of the two. But that's the only thing I hate about that. I hate getting inside that thing. But like I said, you've got it fixed to where they've got it fixed to where this is a solid steel bar that goes through there. You lift the entire yoke up, slide in, and locks it, so it can't fall on you. But you know, it's still that thing. This thing, if you ever are up close to one of these things running with it running wide open, you'll see what I'm talking about. They're nuts, man. I got everything done. I'll crank her up and we're gonna let her eat here. We're not gonna feed anything through it, but we are gonna engage the clutch. Takes a little bit to get that drum going where you can let it go. Alright, so we're going to take that bar out. We're going to drop the thing down. So that drum is in there spinning this away inside of this housing right here. Got the clutch there, big pulley here. Got 2 triple V belts under here. This one I cut my thumb off on that end on the clutch side. You can tell it better. This is the axle for the drum. That drum is going around and around in there. Really fast. Had to add a little hydraulic oil to it. Alright, we're gonna open her up wide open. pull some incredible air through it. And I've actually had that radiator coated slap over a lot of times, like when you're, depending on what you're chipping, a lot of the fiber stuff will come around and it'll stick back here. And I have to walk, well, there's some of it right there. Walk up there and clean it off. But I've had this thing completely covered over and it still will not run hot. It's still pulling enough air through there to keep it cool. And me and Chris are running the crap out of this thing, man. So she's ready to go. So it's running, the engine's running at 3,000 RPMs, right at 3,000. It'll take a minute for that drone to quit spinning right there. I like it. I'm about to let me hook to it, put it under the shed. Had to come back down here and get my camera. I leave cameras everywhere. Forget about them. He's got that done. Chipper's ready to go. We're just waiting on this storm to get here. Seems like that's all we do anymore, just wait on storms to get here. Let's see what happens. Again, if you need some help with some trees, you can contact me down below. My email is right there, and I'll take a look at it. Y'all stay safe. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.